Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Parichaya, the interview series which is being hosted by the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Fakir Mohan University. And today we have a special guest with us, Professor Bibhuti Rai, who is a geologist and also a professor. He was the former Dean, Faculty of Science, Lucknow University, and he is also currently holding the position of professor in the Department of Geology, Lucknow University. Apart from that, he is also the director of Gemology program, Lucknow University, and we would like to welcome Professor Rai. Welcome to our show, sir. Sir, first tell us about your experience being in Odisha, because Odisha is considered to be a geologically rich state. So, what is your experience?
Well, it's like a heaven for geologists and gemologists, especially in terms of the country's maximum gemstone types that have been discovered here for the last 5 decades or so.
Yes, yes.
This is a very enriched place, both for our culture as well as in the field of geology. There are a number of organizations related with geology and groundwater.
Yes, yes.
And we are very proud to be here. This is my second visit after almost 25 years earlier I have been here. And I feel that this is a place, this is a state which must take geology in a much wider way, because the nation requires a lot huge resources. आत्मनिर्भर भारत जो प्रधानमंत्री जी की सोच है, I think for that this state has a very big role to play.
Yes, yes, true, true, absolutely true. And I am just curious to know, since you are from geology, how can actually geology contribute towards the sustainability of the earth?
Well, almost everything that we use in our day-to-day life
Yes, yes.
or see,
Yes,
other than food,
Yes,
wood and cotton,
yes, yes.
that is coming from the act of a geologist, exploiting it from the mother earth, and then that is being processed, starting from, let's say, the aviation fuel, the vehicular fuel, the petrol, diesel, whatever many of the rayons that are coming, fiber for the clothes, especially almost everything from the crude oil is being used. The end product, the coal tar, is being used for the road construction. And you know about the cement and the
Yes, yes.
steel and the ballast. They are all coming from geology. So for a civilized world, geology has the biggest stake.
Yes, yes,
And
true.
very few people know that,
Yes, yes.
including water is our domain.
Yes, yes.
So we have been contributing to the civilization for a long time, and I would be happy to share with all of your viewers that the early man was a geologist, because he could identify the rocks to make its tools,
Yes,
and
yes.
also to see in what way the particular place, especially in terms of terraces, can be used for its own habitation, the making of the caves,
Yes.
so whether they are stable or not. So he was a geologist.
Yes.
And even today, you see, almost everything which is being used in computers or your mobile phones, almost everyone is using it, is being produced from the material that has been taken out from the geological mass, geological rocks and minerals.
Yes, sir. Sir, moving on to your personal, journey.
Yeah.
So, how did it actually happen? How did
Personally
it?
speaking, I belong to a family of geologists. We are 2 brothers and 2 sisters, all are geologists.
Okay.
And I am the youngest one. And I am involved in geological studies for over 4 decades. And I am teaching. I started my career from IIT Bombay in geology to earth science department. Did my postdoc from Oxford University, and it's continuing. And every day I feel I'm becoming younger and younger. So geology is such a beautiful subject.
Yes,
and
yes,
we
true.
live it every day.
True, true. And since you have mentioned that you have studied from a university from abroad,
Yeah.
so what kind of, if I would like to draw you a comparative, picture of the
I think in
academics?
geology there is not much difference because it's a field science. It's
Okay, okay.
not just a lab science
Yes,
or a
yes, yes, exactly.
classroom
True,
science.
true.
So almost everywhere, and we are having a global international union of geological sciences (IUGS) under the aegis of UNESCO. So we are actually contributing to the world geological scenario, and other countries are contributing to our like Himalayan geology, especially in terms of earthquakes. Today itself, 220, there was an earthquake in Pakistan, in Afghanistan, and that was felt right up to Delhi. So generally people know about a geologist by two things. One is when there's an earthquake, they look for a geologist, and otherwise, gemstone is another major domain
Okay, okay.
where geologists are being consulted for the quality and genuineness of the gem.
And seismology is a part of this broader concept of geology, or
It's
what?
an earth science related, it has no political boundaries.
Oh, acha, acha.
So, especially Northeast India has a huge research potential for seismology
Yes, yes.
because that is the region where we have the maximum amount of maximum number of earthquakes
Yes,
taking
yes.
place.
Yes.
And India has been doing very well. And we have a National Geophysical Research Organization in Hyderabad who have put sensors all across the Himalaya. And every second that's being monitored. Apart from that, there's a global network. It cannot be predicted, but then in a few seconds you know where it is.
Yes,
That's
true.
it. Yeah.
True. And so since you have been the director of gemology program in Lucknow University. So what are you doing there actually as part of
We
that?
started this 3-year degree program under the UGC's guidance, that is a Bachelor of Vocation. And it's a first program in India which is a 3-year graduation in gemology. So that is being very well taken up, and any 12th pass student from any stream can join it. And we have had students from, let's say, 16 to 18 years to 70 years.
I understand.
Because many of these astrologers,
Yes, yes,
they
yes.
want to learn it.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically a societal issue. And gemstone has been, it's a science as well as arts and humanities. It's a mixed.
Yes, yes. One question is coming to my mind. What is the connection between geology and astrology?
Well, astrology has two parts. One is astronomy, and another is prediction. So the astronomy is actually a full-fledged science. It's based on mathematics, and India has been a leader for almost 2,500 years. And the predictions that have been made by our sages long ago, that's still being utilized. In fact, the calendar that is being used today, and the Indian calendar is based on astronomical calculations.
Because these astrologers, they sometimes prescribe the gemstones, no?
Yeah, yeah.
So how do
That
you
is
see it?
related to the combination of planets as per your planetary chart. And well, if you ask me in a scientific way, I will say I cannot say, because it's like homeopathy. The same medicine would not work on everyone.
Yes, yes,
But
true,
when
true.
the calculations and studies have been done, then,
Yes,
then
yes.
it works.
And going to the professional side, see what are the prospects of gems and jewelry industry in India?
Well,
And
India is a leader. It's a great pride for all of us. Out of the world's 10 best diamonds, 9 are from India, especially from South India,
yes, yes.
from near Hyderabad.
Yes, yes, yes.
There's a river Krishna, and in that, including Kohinoor, and from such a long time, India has been exporting. There's a record by a French visitor, Tavernier. He has suggested that in Golconda area near Hyderabad, he has seen truckloads. He has mentioned 41 bullock carts worth of diamonds being sold from that. So, I have been working on that. I researched on that, and many of the historical, scriptures which say India was exporting spices, I think that's totally wrong. Why India would export spices to a country where people don't use spices? They were actually taking our diamonds, our emeralds, our rubies from India, and in the guise of that they are taking spices. So I think almost everything has been looted, have been sold off.
Why gems are so expensive?
Because they are very rare. The amount of gems, in let's say in 100 square kilometer area, you get 100 grams of gems in a productive area, and it's not being produced everywhere. So it's very rare, especially diamonds. And these diamonds occur in the form of, let's say, a cone, like an ice cream cone. And on the surface, the diamond is produced about 200, 300 kilometers down below, where there's so much of pressure and temperature. And then within 18 seconds, it ought to come out along with the molten rocks, so that it is still there. So that's why it's very.
Yes, I remember one movie. I was watching one movie, A Journey Towards the Center of the Earth. You must have seen that.
Yeah,
no? I like that movie.
Yeah.
And it talks about the geologist exploration of the inner core of the Earth. And they find a different kind of
very hypothetical. No, we have hardly explored the top 4 kilometer of the layer.
Yes.
The rest is all predicted by geophysical, seismic waves and others. So it's not well known still.
Achha, where do these gems they come from actually? Are they from outer world?
Most of the gems are actually minerals.
And
minerals are inorganic substances that are produced within the earth by a combination of various kinds of elements which join together. Let's say quartz, rock crystal, which is in Hindi known as sphatic. It's SiO2, silicon dioxide. So one atom of silicon, 2 atoms of oxygen, making this beautiful crystal. Right? Similarly, diamond is having just one element, that's carbon. That's been under special forces of pressure and temperature of nature. They are all combined together into coordinate bonding to make a beautiful, very, very hard stone. So gemstones are, but then we add some organic gems like pearls, like this coral, shells, ivory. They are all become now part of the gemstone family.
Thank you, sir. And since you have a lot of experience and long years of experience, so what will be your advice to the students, particularly those who have taken up geology as a subject in their masters or in graduation?
See, geology is not a subject; it's a philosophy. You live geology. If you love this particular term geology, then you have to fall in love with it and forget everything else. Right. So that's, I think, what happens then a UG student comes to take, they have 2 or 3 subjects with them. So within one semester, they realize our home is at geology department.
Yes.
जैसे हम आया के लखनऊ में कहती हैं, लड़कियां कहती हैं जियोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट हमारा मायका है. So it's so passionate subject. The more you learn, like you become more ignorant, because hardly we know 1% of the Earth's science system. So there's a huge scope, and then, as I said, everything is made from geological material, including the fossil fuels. So India is coming up very well. In India, we are looking forward. Just last week, Prime Minister Modi has started a scheme for Prithvi. That's an acronym for developing Earth Science Resources System. And about 5,000 crores of rupees or 4,500, I'm not remembering exactly, has been actually allocated for development of the geosciences. So even at government level, a lot of opportunities are going to come for our students.
Great to know that. And sir, with this, we would like to wind up this discussion. And thank you very much for giving your time and coming to our studio. And that's where we end with this program today. And for more episodes on Parichaya, keep watching Vyasadarsana and also subscribe to our channel Vyasadarsana. Thank you very much.